Hey everyone, hope you are all well. Today we made a tail. What type of tail do you think it is, Barbara? A shark, a whale, a fish? Anyway, we made a really cute tail as a part of our party decoration, and I hope you guys like this. The video is full of cool tips and ideas for you guys, so don't miss them. Make the most of everything that's in this video for you guys to learn how to make this. Okay, so without further ado, let's begin. To make the job easier, I made the template and printed it out following this template guide, and it's this size. Now I'm going to trace it out on some foam board. You can use foam board or Depron XPS board, remembering that it needs to be the type of board that is 5mm thick. Once the template is ready, you're going to put it on the board and begin to trace it out. And I'm going to do this part using a pointed object, but you may have noticed that the template is bigger than my board. My board is 1 meter by 60 centimeters. Is that right, production? Yeah, okay, production has confirmed those measurements for me. And what are the measurements, Barbara? 1 meter by 60 centimeters. To complete the rest of the tail, I'm going to need more material. So I'm going to need another board, but I'm going to leave this part for where I make the fins. So I finished cutting the template out, and it's very helpful for you to trace twice using your blade. And so I cut the template out until the end of the tail section, up until where the fins open out. So once you've done this, I also cut out the other part of the tail using the same technique. Firstly, I traced out the template using a pointed or rounded object, just for me to be able to know where I needed to cut. And so then I cut it out, and it was the perfect size here, and it's going to fit together perfectly with the first section. But before putting them together, I also need to make some strips, which will be the strips that are going to go around the edge of the whale. And these parts that I cut out, these strips, are approximately 14 centimeters. So once you've made your first strip, you can use it as a guide to make your other strips. And so you're going to cut out the rest, all the same size. So for this craft, I needed more or less 3 boards in total to make the tail as well as the edge strips. And it's going to be a really nice size. Barbara is just going to measure out the size of the structure. And while she's doing this, I'm going to continue cutting out. So once I've cut out the strips, I'm going to need to make some light cuts on the strips. And this is just so that the strips are able to curve nicely. So I just do this on one side of the strip, and it should be nice and curve one way. If I make my cuts on the other side, it will curve the other way. Remember that these are light, superficial cuts on the board. They shouldn't cut all the way through. So this way your strips will be malleable and serve nicely for your rounded edges. And now Barbara has arrived back and let me know the sizings of our tail. The height is 1 meter and 41 centimeters, so it's a really big structure. And now that we know the height, let's finish off making our cuts and begin gluing together the upper and bottom parts of the structure. For this, you're going to use just one strip without any cuts on it. It should be a firm piece of board, 5mm thick. And you just need to cut it out and glue on here using a glue gun. I used a glue gun to do this part and also to do the edges. I made a cut approximately every 3 centimeters on the larger curved sections. So those superficial cuts on the strips are used to curve this part. For the smaller curves, I made light cuts every 1 centimeter. And so the light superficial cuts are closer together for these parts. And you can see on the video the distance between the cuts. And so you just need to glue that onto the bottom section, following the shape of the structure of the tail. And once you've done this on one side, you're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side, both the upper and lower sections. And you finish off your structure. While I do this part, I'm just going to let the music play. And if you haven't given the video a like yet, why don't you go ahead and give it a like? Share it on social media. This really helps us as a channel to bring more content to you. And you'll also learn more with me. Comment below what you would like to see us make. We need more ideas. Guys, a great video for you to watch after this one is the video where we make a shark. Honestly, guys, it turned out so nicely. And we were able to put your face inside the shark's mouth to take a photo, and it looked really great. So make sure you give that one a watch after this video. So I'm going to leave the link on the card, and once this video is over, it's going to appear on your screen. We also have the baby shark video in which we made a baby shark decoration, and it also turned out really nicely. Remembering that this video was made on the request of one of our subscribers who wanted to see how to make a tail, and so I'm fulfilling my promise, and I really hope you liked the video. Okay, so once you've done this and it's all glued together, it's time to do the finishing touches. Because if you noticed on the section where the tail will stand up, I made the edge a little bigger. And now it's time to cut off the leftovers, and I'm going to glue on the part that is not yet glued on using a glue gun in order for it to stay nice and firm. And once it's nice and firm, I'm going to cut off the extra parts using a ruler and a utility knife. It's very important that the utility knife is very sharp in order to not have any rough edges. This is very important, so take note of this tip. And with both sides cut out, it's ready to stay on its feet. And look how nice it looks. Now it's time for us to fill it with balloons. You can use whatever type of balloon you would like. I'm using metallic balloons as well as non-metallic balloons. And I blew them up to different sizes of 4.5 inches, 4 inches, and 3 inches. So these were the sizings I used, but you can do this your own way as long as they fit well in your sculpture. Comment here if you would call this anything else. I call it a sculpture, but I don't know if that's the right word for it. And to glue on the balloons, I used the glue gun, but pay attention in this part because this glue gun has 2 temperature settings, a cooler temperature and a very hot temperature. I don't use the hot temperature setting on the balloons because it may explode. So this cooler temperature is the one that I use to glue on the balloons. However, if you have another type of glue that works well with balloons or a double-sided tape, you could use this instead. So go around gluing each one to the other, fitting them all in snugly together, and I finish off the whole tail in this way. And now it's time for the big test, which is to see if the sculpture will stand up on its feet. Okay, well you can see the whole sculpture. It's really big and it looks really nice. Actually, it's gigantic. And look how cute the details are. It would look really nice in your decoration. And you know, it just gives that extra bit of charm. Well, we're gonna stick around here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to follow us on social media, share the video, and lots of love to you all. See you for the next party. Bye!